It's on your account.
Okay.
You're good.
Good morning, everybody. Look at the people jumping on here already. I love it. I'm excited. It's good to see everybody. You know what? I have to tell you, this man and I go back years, and he is one of the most amazing people I know. His story is unbelievable. And I heard him speak on Brent's 1% call about what, 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I just was like, we have to have you on Wake Up Wednesday. And he asked everybody to do a video recording of him saying how much they love the call. So, John, I hope you're going to do that today too, because I
I
want you.
will only if Garrett takes off the sun. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, of course. We'll give everybody a chance to have fun after this. Don't worry.
So, can I tell you a little secret?
Me? Sure.
Yeah,
I
well, I'm
love
going to tell
secrets.
everybody.
Well, don't tell
Garrett's
them. I don't know about
Garrett's
them.
Garrett's flying. If you think he looks good now, he's flying out to Florida to spend a week with me next week.
How do I get that invite? I've been trying to get that invite forever.
It's there. If anybody wants to come, let me know. So Garrett's going to be in the house. We're going to be doing some trainings, and yeah, super excited. Well, good morning, everybody. I want to just jump right in. John Pugh, you are on fire. You've mastered how to recruit, how to attract. But you know what, dude? You're presenting it in an amazing way. You make it sound so simple.
It is
So,
simple.
so before you get into this, give us a little background. How did we get here? And then I'm going to just let you roll.
Sure, Peggy. Thank you. So got into real estate as a little kid, passing out flyers on my rollerblades. So if anybody's got a pair of those around, I was rolling around the neighborhood, and then I got my friends to do it, and I kept half the money, and that became my first lemonade stand. And I got licensed right out of high school, and my parents were in the real estate business, and um, they sold me to the highest bidder in their office, who was a guy whose business was just kind of taking off. And we worked together for 7 years selling ultra luxury, high end real estate here in Southern California. Sold $5 to $50 million houses, sold Nicolas Cage's house for 35 million bucks, and a bunch of other very high profile things. And at the end of that, I had made some way too much money as a young kid, but was very unfulfilled and I didn't really like that line of work. I didn't like helping rich people trade assets. I really wanted to work with people where I could make an impact. And so I decided to go out on my own. I left, it was the two of us, and we had $750 million in active listings, and we had $500 million in off-market listings at the time. And so I walked away from that, didn't take a single client, started over, and grew my business at Coldwell Banker for a little while when my stepdad was regional vice president. Then I got a recruiting call from Keller Williams, and I heard them out. Wasn't a good time to make a move. About a year later, I went over there with a different team leader who was trying to recruit me, who became my business partner. And me and him worked at Keller Williams for about 7 years. I ran the sister office to the office where my team was at. So Newport Beach, Huntington Beach, and then together we launched Costa Mesa, grew that to 320 agents. And one day I woke up and said, "Hey, do you think this is an asset or a liability?" And he was like, "It's an asset." And I was like, "Well, let's look at this." And when I looked at the franchise model, I really felt like we had a huge liability on our hands. And that ended up being true. There was a lawsuit filed through nothing we had any control over that ended up hurting our valuation. We divested from Keller Williams, which is insanely difficult. And we're able to finally get out of there. And we were looking to go to a major national company. We were in talks and got offers from Douglas Elliman and several other companies. And at the last minute, I'd been keeping an eye on EXP for about 5 years. And at the last minute, I got somebody from EXP to sit down with him and show him some of the math one more time, and finally talked my business partner into it. And so we decided to come over to EXP. That was about 6 years ago in January. So 6 years and 3 months, 4 months. And just yesterday, so it's my birthday tomorrow. And just yesterday, my rev share organization hit 1,000 agents.
Congratulations. And
Thank
I
you.
want to tell you guys, this dude is on fire. We were team leaders. He was up the road, the beach up US 1 there a little bit, Pacific Coast Highway rather, and as a team leader. And I was a team leader launching the luxury office in Laguna Beach. So I got to see what he does, and I want you to take notes. I want you to rewatch this because there's not too many people that I feel intimidated or feel that there's competition. But this guy kept me on my toes. So I want to just thank you again for all your support. And we had a great time in California. You're still there. I'm in Florida, and I'm going to make it happen here in Southwest Florida.
I love it. Well, thanks, Peggy. All right, so everybody who's in the room today, give me some feedback. What do you want to walk away with? What would you like to learn more about? We're going to go over the top 10 recruiting sources, but I could talk about literally anything for agent attraction. So, is there a burning desire, a question, a topic, or something that you would want to walk away with today that I could give to you?
Come on, guys. You're not a quiet group.
It it's okay. There, how
Okay.
you, yeah.
Jim's got his hand up.
Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, I think I would like to. It sounds like you have this amazing mindset. I think it all start there.
I love it.
So maybe you can share a little bit of how
Yeah.
it doesn't matter which part you go to or which company you go to, you bring that mindset with you. It seems.
I'm going to start right there for sure. I'll get to mindset first. Perfect. Who else?
And
I see that. Yeah, go ahead,
Sherry.
Misty.
And
Um,
then Sherry.
I want you just to talk a little bit about, the different ways that you go about attracting, whether it's cold calls, whether it's agents on the other side of a transaction, which I think you're out of production now, but, or
Yeah,
maybe in the beginning when you first started and you
yeah.
weren't out of production, what did those early days of agent attraction look like?
Cool. I'll get you all that for sure. What's worked best for agent attraction? I'll give you my favorite source. Absolutely. Uh,
John,
yes.
Tucker Overstreet here in Dallas. I've got to leave early for a doctor's appointment, but uh, I've been here for 9.5 years and I've done very well in agent attraction. But my sponsor didn't tell me to go after people that could could not only fog a mirror but could sell.
Yeah.
And um, I had 22 FLAs and I'm down to 10.
Yeah.
And I've had a very difficult time
Yeah.
restarting my efforts. So,
All right.
any tips you
Well,
could?
just know you're not alone. There's a lot of people that unfortunately ended up in that circumstance. However, we will definitely give you some of the cures for that. That will
Great.
cover
Thank
for
you.
sure. And then Sherry, I think you had something.
It was kind of asked,
Okay.
but I just want to know how you would balance. I'm very high in production, and
Great.
I find it takes up so much of my time that this is getting pushed to the side, and it's super important for my future. So I'd love to
For
hear
sure.
something about that.
I love it. We will talk about how to fit it in. Lance, and then we'll get going. Lance, you have your hand up?
John, yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
now I
So I come from a totally different industry. I have 25 to 30 years in the car business. So I have a lot of different connections. LinkedIn, I have like 7,000 people. We've started a YouTube channel. We have Instagram. We have our face out there, but I think it's because I didn't grow up in the real estate business, a good avenue to bring people in that are in, to be honest, a totally different field.
Cool. Yes, I will get to that and see how we might be able to help convert some of those people. We've had a lot of people from different industries converted, so it's just really about showing them the opportunity and then translating what they do into what we do, which is kind of the whole game for you as well, being top salespeople. Selling is no different than agent attraction. You already have the skills. You just need to translate what you do into this. So I'll start with that mindset and then we'll get into the presentation. So the most important thing about the mindset of agent attraction, I coach a lot of the top agents in the world, and it's funny because they struggle the same way that agents that aren't the top agents in the world struggle. And so I was coaching this agent in Florida yesterday. She sells about 400 homes a year. And I've been trying to get her to do her daily activities. She's very successful. She's very smart. And I'm like, okay, I need you to participate. You can't just leave this all to your recruiter. She's got this little recruiter girl. She's like in her 20s and she just like bangs, like she has no problem. She's fearless. She's sending her daily accountability every day. She's amazing. And yet her like team leader who has built this empire is like reluctant to do the basics. And so yesterday she texted me and she's like, okay, I'm going to reach out to one agent. And I was like, I laughed and I was like, okay. And she's like, but I'm scared. And I was like, okay. And what I told her around mindset is this. I said, you got to drop the ego. And what I mean by that is she's concerned with the outcome of the conversation. And that's where most people go wrong. Most of you approach these conversations with a specific outcome in mind. And that outcome is that you want to convince them to join EXP. And that's not what you're doing. What you're doing is reaching out and building relationships. And you have to be open-ended to where these relationships could go. So I see this mistake made very often in your sales business as well. You door knock, you cold call, you reach out to your database, you treat everyone as if the outcome is that they are going to be a customer. So you're looking at everyone as if they're going to transact with you. Most people don't move. Most people buy a house, they move every 10 years. Like, stop treating people like they're a transaction. Start treating them like they're a referral partner. Every single conversation you have can lead to a referral. Everyone knows someone who's moving, but not everyone is moving. So it's going to be a really painful process for you if you treat everyone like, are you a buyer? Are you a seller? But if you treat everyone like, who do you know who is going to be making a move that you could introduce me to, you're going to have really good results. Same thing with agent attraction. When you're building a relationship with an agent, is this an agent that could help you find the next off-market opportunity? Could they bring you a flip that you could put some money into and make an awesome profit, or your next buy and hold opportunity? Is this an agent that might become your best friend? Like, would you be okay if you developed a relationship with somebody, they never joined EXP, but this was your lifelong best friend? What if this is the person that does the next transaction with you on a co-op deal? What if they end up joining your team? What if, like, there's 1,000 ways that you could benefit from having a conversation and building a relationship with another real estate agent in your market or somewhere in the country or in another country or whatever the case may be. So why do you approach these conversations like the only potential benefit is if they were to join my organization, right? Name me sponsor, and I someday make money off of them. There are so many other ways. And when you stop worrying about what that outcome is and you start approaching this person as a human and you start caring about what's best for them, then you can't say the wrong thing. If I get on a call with you and I just want to develop a relationship with you, and I'm open-ended to where it goes, and I truly and genuinely have your best interest at heart. If I know that if EXP is not a fit for you, I'm going to tell you that, then I'm no longer nervous about where this is going to go because I'm not attached to the outcome. That's the mindset that it takes to get really good at this. And in an age where everything is AI, authenticity and trust are going to be extremely rare and extremely valuable. Authenticity and trust mattered before. They matter more now. Does that make sense? All right.
Absolutely.
Now, where can we go find these people? All right, let me share my screen really quick. All right. There's about 10 different places that we recommend that you look for agents that you would want to sponsor or places where you could build relationships predictably. First one is going to be digital. So online ads is great. So I always get this at the beginning of the presentation. I don't know why, but somebody always has an objection as to why they can't run online ads. So who knows the rule? Why can you not run ads for agent attraction? Someone? Well, originally, so in the agent attraction pledge, it says specifically you cannot run ads for online or agent attraction. You can't run an ad to say I'm hosting a lunch and learn to learn more about EXP. You can't run an ad to say, hey, will you join my rev share group? And the reason for that is they wanted to level the playing field because they knew if on day one, people like Jay Kinder and a few others were able to run ads, then they would just buy out the market and nobody else would have any opportunity. And they said, if anybody's going to run ads to join EXP, it's going to be EXP. Well, there's a loophole. You can run ads to join a team. If you have a team, run ads to join your team. If you don't have a team, find a team that's looking to hire and run ads to join their team. There are so many teams in the country right now that are looking to grow, that are looking for agents. Every once in a while, and before co-sponsorship, this was more of a problem, but every once in a while you run into a team who's like, no, you can't recruit to my team because then I won't be the sponsor. And then you just tell that person that they're an idiot and you hang up the phone and you move on. However, now with co-sponsorship, that's not as much of a problem because you can say, hey, why don't you be co-sponsor? I'll be sponsor or vice versa, and I'll recruit to your team. Now, the math on it is a productive team member makes the team owner about $40,000 a year. The most that you're going to make off of a team member that you put on a team, right? Because they're probably going to be on a half cap. So the most you're going to make is $2,000 in the first year and $700 every year thereafter, plus anybody that they bring in. Well, the reality is that most team members never bring very many people on because they're team members. They have that type of mentality. See, revenue share is built by leaders. So write that down. Revenue share is built by leaders. That was the Mr. Overstreet in Dallas exemplified that with his question. He brought in a lot of followers and that didn't go anywhere. Revenue share is built by leaders. So if we want to recruit to a team, how can we place online ads and find some leaders? Well, what if we networked with agents that were looking for a director of growth? What if we found a team that needed to hire a recruiter? And then we put up ads to find that recruiter and we helped that person get a recruiter. Well, that would be a different story, wouldn't it? What if we had a team that needed a sales manager and we helped them find a sales manager to help lead their troops? Well, that would be a different story. That person probably has a ton of influence. What if we found a team that needed a coach? Or better yet, eXp Realty is a pretty big company and they post their jobs online. What if we found a state or a location that needed a broker? One of my favorite sayings is nobody's broker than the broker. So I loved my broker. We hear this before, right? One of the biggest objections we hear in agent attraction is I love my broker. Okay. Well, what does that tell us? That tells us that the brokers have influence. The brokers are leaders. Well, what if there was an open broker position and you found somebody who would be a good fit for that and you filled that role? That's what I did. I brought over my broker. She became one of the brokers of California. Now she runs 5 states at eXp. I also helped one of my partners in Dallas bring over the broker for the state of Texas. So I have 3 brokers in my organization. Could you find somebody? And that's a great job because now they're getting paid better. They have more vacation time. They have coverage. They have support. Like the people that I've brought to eXp from where they were before, their experience is life-changingly different. So there's a ton of ways that you can run online ads that can get you people of quality, but you can also turn this into a system for people within your organization. So maybe you're like Misty and you've got a big goal and you want to recruit, like me, 1,000 agents. Well, are you going to get to 1,000 agents with online ads for team members for different teams in your market or other places around the country? Probably not. But what if you took somebody in your organization who had a goal to make $1,000 a month? See, one of my favorite stats is for an extra $500 of disposable income per month, you'd prevent about half the bankruptcies in America from occurring. An extra $500 a month would change so many people's lives. So what if you found someone in your organization who had a goal to make $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month, and you set them up with the system and the plan to go be that recruiter and run these ads for some of these other teams? And then that was just a piece of what you do. And then what if you did that 5 times across your organization? And then you went on to go find other leaders. What would that look like? Okay. Any questions on online ads before we move on? All right. Online events. So this event, Peggy, would it be okay if somebody brought a guest to this?
Absolutely. We invite them all the time.
Anybody have a guest on this call? Probably not. if you found someone who said they worked in the car industry, I can't find it anymore. Maybe it was Lance. Yeah, Lance. All right. So, Lance, if you found people who like to make money, they're hustlers, they're in the car industry, and you brought them on a call like this, and they heard from me the opportunity with agent attraction, would that be a good way to get them excited and maybe want to have them come over and take advantage of this opportunity? So, bring guests to online events, whether it's this call with Peggy or any of the other many calls that you have access to through the different organizations that you're a part of. Find a couple calls per week or per month that are extremely valuable, and then invite people to those calls on a consistent basis. EXP is experiential. Do this in ways that can help unstick people. So, people, there's two things that are incredibly critical that you know about every recruit. One is you want to know what they're running towards, you want to know what their dreams are, you want to know where they want to go. But the one that's way more important than that is you need to know their biggest pain point. You need to know what they're running away from. What is the challenge that they're looking to solve? And if you can be prescriptive and help plug that hole or solve that problem and say, hey, I know when we talked, you said you wanted to get better at open houses. I have this webinar that's going on this week, and we're going to be talking about how to get better at open houses. Would you want to check it out? On a scale of 1 to 10, how did you like the call? What was your favorite part? Right? Always ask what their favorite part is. That way they will say something positive. And then say, if you liked that, that's just the tip of the iceberg. When can I get you on with so and so who can go into more detail? Right? When can I get you on with Peggy? When can I get you on with whoever so that they can explain it and share the entire opportunity with you? Because we have so much opportunity, right? Who here thinks like, I'm not sure, and be honest, I'm not sure why someone would name me sponsor. Like, there are so many great agents out there. Why wouldn't they just name Peggy? Why wouldn't they just name John? Why wouldn't they just name Jay Kinder? Why wouldn't they just name Brenko? Okay. Who here's ever felt like that? Okay.
Absolutely. In the beginning, I
Yeah.
couldn't figure out why anybody would name me and not Jean.
Well, here's the deal. You are not the DJ. You are not the DJ. You are not the show. You are not the band. You are not the headliner. You are just the dude on the street with the flyer that's like, hey, we got a really fun party going on inside here. We got pretty girls, handsome guys, great music, drinks are flowing. You want to come check it out? Like, who here wants to be my guinea pig? Sherry, who's your favorite band? Who's your favorite musical artist that you would just die to see?
Oh my gosh. Put me on the spot.
Anyone?
Old AC/DC.
AC/DC, awesome. I love it. We all love AC/DC. All right, AC/DC. If I told you, Sherry, hey, I know you're going to the AC/DC concert next week. I got backstage tickets. You want to come backstage and meet the band?
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what you're doing with EXP, guys. You have the backstage tickets. That's all. You're not AC/DC. Stop trying to be. There are 13 agents that join EXP every single day without a sponsor.
Mhm.
13 people go on and sign up for EXP without a sponsor every single day.
Right.
Are you better than no one? Like, you're all better than no one. And these are not random loser, never sold a house people. These are agents with $100 million of production. These are agents with big teams. These are independent brokers. I know because my business partner ran the state of California for EXP, and the people that came across his desk were mind-boggling in their production where they did not have a sponsor.
That's
You can,
another subject, John,
yes.
that we really need to solve.
Well,
But
it's solved in a way, but more importantly, you're right, we do need to solve it. And the way that we solve it is that I empower every single one of you to go out there and stand in between the agent community and the front door of EXP so that every single agent in the world knows that they have a friend at EXP that they can name as a sponsor should they ever decide to come over to this company. So it's really a failing on the 80,000 agents at EXP for not going out and taking advantage of the opportunity and allowing anyone to just go on the website and sign up. So one of the best ways is online events, and this is a buddy system. So if there is something that you are attending that is important enough to be on your schedule, why do you not have a friend sitting next to you? Why would you attend something and not have someone sitting next to you that doesn't work at this company? It's a gigantic waste of opportunity. All right, next is social media. So social media is where most people try and where most people fail. The reason that they fail is they treat it like marketing. They treat it like an open house. They put the sign in the yard and they wait for people to walk in the door. Well, guess what? I don't know how many open houses are going on in your neighborhood. If anybody was around in 2009, social media looks a lot worse than 2009, 2010 real estate. So if you hated selling houses and holding open houses in 2009 or 2010, let me tell you, you're really going to hate social media in 2026 because everybody has a sign in the yard. Everybody has a post up. And if you go and scroll Instagram for about 5 seconds, you'll see that nobody comments on anything. Nobody comments on anybody's posts. But every single post is somebody raising their hand saying, "Look at me. Hi, I want attention. I'm over here. I did something. Somebody pay attention to me." So stop trying to be more interesting and go be more interested. Go be more interested in people's posts. Go comment on their posts. Build relationships. Be intentional. Make a list of agents. Remember, I said revenue share is built by leaders. Build a list of 200 leaders who you would like to be in relationship with. Give them all a relationship score, 0 to 10. 10 is y'all are best friends. A 1, I don't even know you. I just saw your name on a piece of paper. And then every single interaction you have with them, your goal is to raise the relationship score by 1 or 2 notches. So if I follow you on Instagram, that's like a 1. If I comment on some of your posts, that's like a 2. If you respond to those comments, that's like a 3. If you follow me back, that's like a 4. If I respond to one of your DMs, it goes into or if I respond to a story, it goes into your DMs. Now it's like a 5. We're having a private two-way conversation. If you chat there, you might raise that up. If they come to an online event, now it's like a 7, and so on and so forth. You can very easily digitally door knock real estate agents by building a relationship with them on the internet. The key is you have to be consistent. So the power of open houses is not sticking a sign in the yard and hoping that somebody comes through. The power of open houses is taking the 2 days before the open house to door knock the entire neighborhood, to tell people that you're going to be there from 1 to 4, and you're having a neighbors only preview from 12 to 1, and that you'd love to have them stop by because you're looking for the next seller in the neighborhood. So use the internet for its power to go and connect with people and build real relationships. If you can master the art of turning digital strangers into real life friends, you will have a never-ending pipeline of potential people that could partner with you at EXP. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
All right. Next one is a really good one if you have a team. It's a really good one if you have a rev share vision. People are not going to follow you if you don't know where you're going. I'm going to say that again. People are not going to follow you if you don't know where you're going. And it's not only enough that you know where you're going, they need to know that you know where you're going, and they need to want to go there. So how much time have you spent articulating your vision? What is your vision for revenue share? Why should someone join you? Where are you going together? Okay. If you can articulate why someone should join you and where you're going, you can create a really cool video. And you can put that video, whether you want them to join your team or whether you want them to join your organization, put that video on YouTube. Now, if Jim or Sherry goes and makes a really great video, anywhere from 90 seconds to 10 minutes, and puts it on YouTube, how many people do you think are going to watch it? Say 0. Okay. But about 80% of the world, 80% of the world uses Gmail as an interface. Gmail is owned by Google. Google owns YouTube. If I put my video on YouTube and then I put a link to my video in my Gmail signature, and every single email I send out, it will populate as a thumbnail at the bottom of the Gmail client. and it is extremely clickable because it's very curiosity inducing. When you see that little thumbnail pop up with the video at the bottom of the email, you're like, huh, what's this? Now, I want you to think about over the last 5 years or 9 years or 3 years or however many years you've been at EXP, how many emails do you think you've sent out just doing your job to other real estate professionals? How come you never had a video attached to your emails that said, this is who I am, this is my vision, this is what I'm doing, this is the opportunity, we're hiring? Like, I'm looking for agents to partner with me. I'm looking to take people to the promised land. I have done X, Y, and Z. Here are some of my success stories. Or if I don't have a success story, here are some that are adjacent to me. I'll give you one right now. You can put this in your video. Um, I met a girl. I was within 6 months of EXP. This girl reached out to me on the internet. She'd sold 2 houses at Keller Williams. Her name was Megan. She works in Colorado Springs. She told me she wanted to grow her business. She's really been struggling. I helped her. She plugged in. In the first 12 months at EXP, she went from 2 sales the prior year at Keller Williams in her second or third year in real estate. She sold 17 homes at EXP in her first year. She told me she wanted to become an icon agent. I said, Megan, you just grew your business 950%. You just went from 2 sales to 17 sales. I think it's a little unrealistic, don't you, that you're going to now sell 35 homes the next year? Like, let's be real. And she's like, John, you know me. I'm an athlete. I'm coachable. I'll do what it takes. I said, all right, if you're in, I'm in. 2 months later, she called me and she said, guess what? She was all excited. I was like, you took another listing. She's like, no, I'm pregnant with my third kid. And I was like, well, there goes that. That dream is done. But Megan is an athlete and she is extremely coachable. And she put her head down and she sold 37 homes that year as a solo agent in her third or fourth year in real estate. And she has won the Icon Award for the last 4 years in a row, having sold 2 homes the prior year at Keller Williams. She now routinely sells over 35 homes a year. Put a story like that in your messaging so that people know what is possible. Have one for each avatar. I also had a friend named Colby. He came over, he had 9 agents, he did 69 million. Within 2.5 years, his team did over 425 million. He's the number 4 agent at EXP. I personally sponsored him.
Congratulations on that one.
I have a friend named David Brook. He was in Gary Keller's top 100. His team did about 100 million. He had about 20 agents. Within his first year at EXP, he grew his team to 200 million. So find the different boxes of the different types of people. So people want to see someone else do what they want to do before they believe it's possible for themselves. So use your success stories in your marketing. And if you don't have personal ones, find other amazing ones within the company and share those. Because you have to let people know what's possible in order for them to believe that this would be a worthwhile opportunity.
John, someone said in the chat, do you have an example of a video you could show that you've done?
I do. I don't know if I can show it right now, but if you guys hit me up, and I'll put that in the chat. Give me 1 second. I don't know how to get off of this. In a minute, I'll put all my contact info out there. You guys can hit me up. I'll get you everything that you want. Okay. Next is going to be in-person connection. So in-person events. So we have 2 types of events. We have EXP events and we have non-EXP events. I recommend you have 4 EXP events on your calendar per year. These events should be quarterly if possible. So pick your favorite ones. This can be EXPCon, obviously. It can be Cabo. It can be Hawaii. It can be Build at Sea. It can be one of the top producer things. Like there's so many amazing events within the company. The goal here is that you bring people into an EXP excited, charged, amazing environment. So if Peggy were my recruit and I brought her to Cabo, even though let's say she hates recruiting and she doesn't want to learn about rev share, because that's the thing that people always say. They're like, well, Cabo is all about recruiting or whatever. Fine, I don't care. I'm going to just say, Peggy, I want you to come, just so you know, there's a lot of talk about recruiting. Just disregard all that. That's not why I asked you to be here. I want you to come to Cabo to have a good time, and I want you to meet a bunch of amazing people. And so we're going to go down there to network, Peggy, and have fun and be in the sun and all this other stuff. And then I'm going to take Peggy down to like the bar where there's all the hopped up EXP, like half drunk people. And I'm going to be like, hey, I got to go get on a call really quick. I'll be back in like 30 minutes. and I'm going to park her at the bar and I'm going to walk away. When I come back 30 minutes later, what do you think people are going to have said to Peggy as she tries to make new friends? Like every single person at the bar is gonna be like, "What do you mean you don't work at EXP? You're here with John Pugh. He's amazing. You should absolutely join. Why haven't you joined yet? This is the best company ever. Let me introduce you to 6 other people." Shit, Brent Gove's probably gonna walk over himself and be like, "Peggy, what are you doing? You haven't joined." Like literally, guys, like you don't have to recruit anybody yourself. Just
Right.
put them in an environment where everyone is really excited about this and let the other people do the heavy lifting for you.
Love that.
EXPCon, every single person who's going to EXPCon gets what? A free guest pass.
Yep.
Get a free guest pass. Did you use yours? Did you use it last year? Have you used it before? And then you're like, well, John, I can only bring 1 liter to EXP with my free guest pass. Well, guess what? Most people don't use them. So go find 5 friends who aren't using theirs and use theirs. Why are you letting any free tickets to EXPCon go unused? So here's an amazing script that I absolutely love. Hey, you text this out to people. I have an extra ticket. I don't want it to go to waste. Would you be my guest? Would you please come? Now, you don't text people and say, hey, do you want to come to EXPCon? That's like texting people and being like, hey, do you want to sit through a timeshare breakfast? Nobody wants to sit through a timeshare breakfast. So you text them and you say, hey, I have an extra ticket to the most amazing real estate conference this year. I guarantee you're going to meet 5 agents that are going to send you more referrals, and you're going to learn 3 strategies that are going to help you double your business. If you don't, I will pay for you to go to Hawaii, like whatever, right? And sell it for what they're going to walk away with. Sell it for what it is. Don't market it as EXPCon. Furthermore, never give people all the details when you reach out. It's just like putting an ad on the internet for a house. You always leave out the price or the location or something, because if you give them all the information, then they have no reason to contact you.
Exactly.
So reach out to everyone and tell them what it is, but don't tell them when it is or what the details are, and say, let me know if you're interested. Now you're going to send that invite out to 100 people, and 50 of them are going to respond and say, I'm curious, I'm interested. You're going to send that information, all the details over to them, and maybe 5 of them are going to say, yes, they want to do it. Now, the 5 you take to EXPCon with other people's free tickets. But the 45 who said they were interested are your hand raisers that you follow up with. Those are people that would have come, but the dates just didn't work out because maybe they had a friend's wedding or something else that they had to attend. Does that make sense? Now, when you bring a recruit to an EXP event, it costs you about $2,000. By the time you pay for hotel and flight and ticket, it's around $2,000. You should be bringing full cappers or better. In fact, you should be bringing someone who is a double capper or better. So about 8 million in production or more. Ideally, they have a team. Ideally, they have influence. Ideally, they're a leader. Ideally, they're a brokerage owner. They're an independent broker, like whatever, right? Bring someone with influence. They have a podcast. They have 100,000 followers on Instagram. Like shoot high. Don't go for the low bottom of the barrel. Those people get hit up all the time. The top producers never get any phone calls. They never get any invitations. So you reach out to all these people. You spend $2,000, you bring them to the event. About 65% of people who go to EXPCon as a guest sign up on the spot, like right away. Another like 20% of those people join within 6 months to a year. And then the other people join like 5 years later. Bringing people to events, somebody asked what the best strategy was. Bringing top people to top events is absolutely the best strategy. If they will get on an airplane, they will join this company.
Yes.
So what you also do is if you don't have, so here's how the math works. You bring them over. It's $4,000 in your first year for a capper. So you double your money right there. But then they're going to stay on average for 5 years. You make $1,400 per year. So now you're up to about 10 grand. Plus they bring on average 5 friends when they're influential. So they bring 5 friends. That's in your second level. That's $1,600 per friend. And then those people bring people. So for $2,000, you're probably going to get 20 grand or more back over the next 5 years. Who here would give me $2,000 if I told you that you would get $20,000 plus as a return over the next 5 years? And how many times would you do it?
All
Yeah.
day long.
Yeah, you'd max
Yeah.
out your credit card. You'd be like, dude, I'll give you 100 grand. I'd love to get a 20 time or a 10 time multiple on that. Give me 100 grand, I give you back 1 million. There's people who did this. How many rooms do you think Brent Gove booked? He had 50 rooms at every event. I had 10 rooms at every event. It's not how much can I afford to spend, it's how much money am I losing by not bringing people to this. It's very, very critical. Now, if you're on a budget, because I know some people are, and you don't have a credit card and you can't go out and spend 100 grand or 50 grand or 20 grand, then do this. Go on homes.com. Homes.com has an agent search directory. It's free. You can search by city. You can search by number of transactions. You can search by price point. And go start typing in cities in Salt Lake City and the surrounding area. And find a list of agents that could get in their car and drive to the conference. Now you don't have to pay for a plane ticket. Now you don't have to pay for a hotel room. And you already have an unlimited number of free tickets if you just network with EXP agents who aren't using theirs. Is that fair? All right, those 4 EXP events are for conversion. Now, every day that you're at EXP, you start losing influence over agents outside of EXP because you get into our environment and you stay very connected to our environment. And so if you're not actively building relationships with agents outside the company, then your influence is slowly dying. One of the best ways to build those relationships is to go to non-EXP events. So go to Inman, NAR, NAREP, ARIA, Mike Ferry, Tom Ferry, Tinkerbell. No, wait, 2 ferries. You go to Jeff Glover. There are 1,000 real estate events out there. Forward with Neil. Like, there's so many cool events. Go to these events with the intention of networking and do the same terrible trash networking you've always done at all your events. Okay? Go to the bar, name badge. Hi, I'm John. Nice to meet you. Oh, Peggy, you're in Florida. Tell me about your business. How many houses do you sell? Blah, 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 right? Same
Right.
nonsense you always do. Except before you walk away, 2 minutes later, hey, Peggy, I'm just curious, what's your superpower? What are you really good at? How do you kill it in real estate? Oh, you're a connector, you're a networker, you're great at open houses. Awesome. That's cool. Do you have a system around that? Is there something you could share with me if I hit you up after this? Awesome. That's amazing. I would love your system on open houses. Hey, by the way, before I let you go, is there an area of your business that you'd like to improve this year? I'd love to return the favor. What's an area you're looking to grow in, or what's a big pain point for you right now? And then just make a list of every single person's pain point. Keep a little note in your phone. Take a picture of their name badge, get their contact info, find their pain point. How many people do you think you could have that conversation with and find out their biggest pain point and come back to the lab when you get home? And now you have a list of 100 or 200 people that you can follow up with where you already know what their biggest problem is, that you can help them solve that problem so that hopefully you can either generate referrals or actually get them to eventually join EXP. You are in the service business. Get into the service of others. Go network at these events, build your pipeline of relationships up, and then watch people join you. And then guess what you do with those people? You build a relationship with them, you nurture them, you invite them to an online event, you help them solve their pain point, and then you invite them to an EXP event and you get them in our environment around people. And that's what does the conversion. So the way you get your list of people that you're going to invite to these events is by going to other events, because guess what? They already proved to you that they like to go to events.
Yep.
That's where you met them. They're already the type of people that get on airplanes and travel and like to go to conferences and stay in hotel rooms and all this stuff. It's like, stop going after people who don't like events and trying to get them to go to events. Why don't you just go to events where people clearly like to network and get those people to come to EXP events? Way easier. All right, here's a couple more of my favorites, and then I'll let you guys ask some questions. Other agents. Other agents is a big one. This is the agent that says, I love you, John. I love you, Janet, but I am never leaving Coldwell Banker. Great. That's awesome. Could I help you grow your business at Coldwell Banker? And in exchange, you could introduce me to all the agents that are leaving Coldwell Banker? Because I know if you've been at Coldwell Banker 10 plus years, you know everybody. You know all the tea. Probably the first one at the donut box on those Tuesday morning meetings. Like, please, please, please introduce me to the agents that are unhappy with the marketing or the support or whatever, and I'll help them find a new home. And in exchange, I'll just help you forever and never ask you to leave Coldwell Banker because you're so happy there.
Brilliant.
Other agents, I have like 3 agents that send me like multiple referrals per year. I have one agent that sends me like one introduction, one referral per month because she's super well connected. She's never leaving Keller Williams. It's a long story, but she's never leaving. But she knows that if someone's leaving, that this is a good opportunity and I'll take good care of them. And she doesn't want them to fall into a situation where somebody takes advantage of them. So she's like, hey, if you're leaving, you got to talk to John. How easy do you think that conversation is when they have someone they trust that says, you got to talk to John? All of a sudden, it's like, I'm on a mountaintop. They're like, wow, this person says I should talk to you. Everything I say is gold, right? If you like that one, the next one's way better. Vendors. How many people here got hit up in the last 2 weeks to go get coffee with a lender? Hey, my name's Tom and I'm a lender and I just wanted to take you for coffee. I see you sell houses. Yeah, and what do you do with those people? You don't take their call, you don't return their text message, you hang up on them, you have no use for them. Well, guess what? Here's the script. Hey, Tom, thanks so much for reaching out. Hey, I got bad news for you. I'm already married. Married in real life, married in business as well. I've got 2 amazing lenders and they take great care of me and my clients. I've been working with them for years. And not only do I have 2 lenders that I do all my business with, but I've also got 5 uh, backup lenders. They're all sitting over there on the bench. They're waiting to get in the game. So I am happy to pull up an extra seat for you. You can take seat number 6 on the bench. And if my 2 good lenders happen to die or drop the ball, and then those 5 other guys suck as well, you could get in the game maybe sometime in the next 3 to 7 years. Does that sound good to you? If that doesn't sound good to you, I've got an alternative plan. We could get you in the game tomorrow. Here's what it's going to look like. I'm looking to grow my RevShare organization. I'm looking to grow my organization over at EXP, and I'm looking for great agents. In fact, I'm looking for leaders. And these leaders need to meet this criteria. If you can introduce me to someone who meets this criteria, who partners with me at EXP, we'll start working together tomorrow. How's that sound? Sell them on your vision. In fact, so Janet put, I brought a lender over to Success Lending. Absolutely. So here's the deal. There are so many people out there in title and mortgage and other professionals that have a real estate license or are willing to get one. Did you know you can get a real estate license in Massachusetts in 2 weeks? You can get a license in 2 weeks. So there are so many people out there that would get a license and start doing this if they knew what the opportunity looked like. Have you sat all your vendors down and shared with them the opportunity? Have you told them why you're at EXP, why you're so passionate about it, what your vision is? Remember, I said nobody's going to follow you if you don't know where you're going. So if you just tell all your vendors how much you love this company and why, guess what their job is? Their job is to go talk to agents all day long. That's all they do. They know which office manager just got fired. They know which company's going out of business. They know which top team is pissed off because they changed the coffee at the office. Like, they know everything. Instead of going out and trying to go one-to-one with 200 agents, why don't you build 15 quality vendor relationships and work it that way? A lot of people I know, they like to golf, play tennis, other types of things like that, activities, go hiking, whatever. What if you just had a lender like a title rep or a mortgage guy or 10 people, and you were like, hey, I'd love to golf with you twice a month. I'll pay. Goal is, in order to come, you need to fill the extra 2 spots. So it'll be me, you, and 2 people that I don't know yet. And now we just spent 3 to 4 hours while, Tom, the title guy, was like, dude, John's amazing. John's amazing. And I'm helping him get business and he's helping me get business. And these 2 people are getting a free round of golf. And at the end of it, we definitely have 2 referral partners. And maybe we have 2 potential recruits. Real estate schools, this is another one of those great ones for someone in your organization that has a goal to build $500, $1,000, $2,000 a month. I don't recommend it for you because you're not going to find a lot of leaders. 1 out of every 100 might succeed. But set up a real estate school for one of your people that has a smaller goal. Maybe somebody who's on a team and they have some extra time and they want to send letters to the new licensees in the area. or they want to look for members to join the team and they want to be in charge of that, right? There's a lot of different ways to go through real estate schools, new licensee letters, ads, posting on social media, lots of ways that you can utilize new agents or that type of pipeline. And then the last one is direct mail. Who here received a handwritten note in the mail in the last 6 months? Anybody? I'm surprised.
Nope,
Lucy is now.
I haven't gotten a handwritten note.
All right. Well, number one, there's your opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So start sending handwritten notes. In a world of AI, the old school stuff works. But this is the first time I've ever asked that question where somebody didn't say they had. And when they say that they had, I always ask them, where is it? And then they always hold it up. It's right next to them. It's always on their desk. People don't throw away handwritten notes. They keep them and they put them in their office. They put them on their bulletin board. They keep them close to them because there is a personal nature to a handwritten note. Please start sending more handwritten notes. And then the second thing is, if I wanted to invite a top recruit to EXPCon, I would go and I would make a little box of all the things Salt Lake City / Utah. And I would have a cute little box and some confetti inside and a really pretty invitation and a handwritten note and all this stuff. And I'd package it up and I would FedEx it to 50 top leaders. And I would personally invite them with an amazing piece of mail that they open. That's a whole experience that makes them feel extremely special and like this was extremely intentional, to invite them as a guest based on their reputation and their production so that they can come and meet Leo and the rest of the team and be a part of our environment. That's how you go get someone's attention, because the gatekeeper, the receptionist, they open all the mail, but they don't open FedExes. And so if you want to get to anybody of influence and you want to get their attention, send them a really cool box with like a Salt Lake City mug and some other things, like some treats and a cool invitation and a handwritten note, and watch those people pick up the phone and call you and be like, okay, tell me more. What's this about? All right. That's everything I have for you today. How'd we do?
Unbelievable. And I want to say something about handwritten notes. Pam Dempsey is on this call. And 2 years ago, I don't even know how she did this, but she tracked down my address, sent me a handwritten note. I have moved all across the country, and I still have that note with me. It meant so much. So they really do. And one of the things that I want to piggyback on, John, is this weekend I'm going to Orlando to a convention. It's World Financial Group's convention. I don't belong with them. I have friends that are going, but I'm hanging out in the bar. I'm hanging out in outside the meeting rooms because I'm going to meet the people there. Because usually if you have life insurance license or health insurance license, you have a real estate license. So that's what I'm doing this weekend is I will be in Orlando all weekend. So you got to do this. You got to step out of your comfort zone and go. It works.
All right. Lucy, you got a question.
Yes, hi, Peggy. Good to see you. I'm here with some of my Q International crew supporting this. John, that was amazing. Here's the question. I mean, everything you shared was so powerful. So, for those of us that are not in production, and for those of us that are looking for, like Brent Gove said, anyone that wants to be a grower, right, an organization grower, what would be the top two things we must focus on? Because obviously we are not going for the sales, but we have to have the sales. And I want explanation on this for some of my growers here so they understand, okay, if you want to grow an organization, there's certain things you must keep in mind in order to be able to build your rev share. Can you give us two of those top tips?
I mean, it's just building relationships with people and finding out what's important to them. Like, you don't have to have any production. You don't have to sell a certain number of houses. You need to be able to stay in business. Build a runway long enough that you can see the other side. So, sell enough houses to make enough money and then start to make money in revenue share. And then as you make more money in revenue share, you can sell less houses. Like, it's a tipping scale. But the reality is you need to have a clear vision and you need to care about people. You can't build a big rev share organization by treating this like a money machine.
Yeah.
This is a relationship sport.
I love what you said about reaching out to people and just having conversations as if they were going to be your referral partners, even for agent attraction. So instead of, focusing on them joining you, it's them leading you to people that will join you, because I think that shifts the whole psychology of the
I tell,
conversation.
I tell people all the time, I say, I'm never going to ask you to join EXP. I'm going to help show you a ton of value, and you're going to have to come to me someday and tell me you want to join. Like, because I don't want to talk you
Yes.
into a good decision. If I talk you into EXP and you don't like it and you leave, that actually hurts me more. Because then people are like, oh, well, Tony joined EXP and he hated it and he left, so it must not be for me. Like, I
Right.
only want people that are 100% certain that they want to join. Um, how do I follow up with people who join me? I just set a next touch date. Um, so for everybody in my every relationship, you just put a next touch date and then you just follow up with them that week. That's one of the best tips I've ever been given by anyone. There should always be a next touch date assigned to every relationship. And that way, if it's a month, a week, a day, 5 months, whatever, then you only ever have so many people per week that you need to get in contact with. If this was valuable to you, I put it in the chat. I put my cell phone number in the chat. That's my real cell phone number. Send me a text with a video, vertical. This is 2026, so don't film it like this. Vertical format, 30 seconds. Hey, I was on a call with John today. It was amazing. Just some type of testimonial. Tell me what you got out of this. Tell me what you're going to implement. And I will send you our agent attraction playbook, which we sell for $97. I'll give it to you for free. And then, Misty, what's your question?
Oh, I just wanted to say one thing. I felt like it really struck me on the last call that I had with you. You asked us a question and I was like, whoa, it's kind of crazy. Because I know the level of production that I do. You asked us on the last call that I was on with you, how many times had I been recruited in the last month?
Yeah, 0.
Yeah. And the answer was 0. And
Yeah.
I think sometimes we don't reach out to people because we think that other people are recruiting them. But I don't know if anybody on this call has had recruiters call in, but I haven't.
Productive agents don't get calls, and I would be a really good recruit for one of our competitors. Like Real would be, I have a lot of friends at Real, and people would love to have me come over to Real. And I built a 1,000 agent organization, so I think I'd be a pretty good candidate. Not a single person has ever invited me to Real's convention. And I would go. I would 100% go.
Yep.
And not as a jerk. Like I wouldn't go just to like try and get people over to EXP. Like I'm not that guy. Like I would literally go with an open mind to be like, okay, like let's go check this out. Let's see. Because that's how I ended up at EXP. So like I'm never going to be a closed-minded individual and be like, well, I would absolutely never move. Like that's crazy talk. Like I am only at EXP because I am 1,000% certain that this is the best environment for my people to hit their goals in. So, but no one has ever invited me. That's crazy.
John, would you say that calling agents or brokers to consider it as a compliment to them as opposed to we're bothering them? Would
Yeah,
that
I mean
help?
it is a compliment. Nobody when Dwayne Wade wanted to win a championship, he didn't email the league to be like, "Hey, anybody want to play in Miami?" No, he picked up the phone, he called he called LeBron James and he's like, "Hey, come down to Miami, let's win a championship together." Like we only recruit people that we like. We only recruit people we respect. Nobody called somebody and be like, "Hey, I heard you're a jerk. You want to come work with me?" Like that's not the case. But you know what? People have bad attitudes all the time, and if they slam the door in your face, so to speak, that says more about them than it does about you. They're just having a bad day, and that's the universe protecting you from somebody who's not a fit.
Exactly.
I have another call I got to jump to. I love you
You
guys. I put
guys,
my contact
thank
info
you
in the
so
chat.
much.
Please
John,
reach
this
out to
was
me.
amazing. We'll
Follow
get
me
the
on
recording.
Instagram. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Follow me on Instagram, Agent Attraction Playbook. Would absolutely love to help y'all with more assistance. Reach out to me, text me. Anyway, I can get you can get a hold of me. Love to help you guys more. Have a good one.
Thanks. Next
Thank you,
week, we've
John.
got Coach Doe on the call, and you don't want to miss that. This is amazing. Thank you, guys. Thank you, John. Please make the video and send it to him, and we'll get this out. Thanks, everybody. Great call.
Thanks for all
Lucy,
you
I'll
do,
see you
Peggy.
shortly.
Yes.
Thanks, Peggy.
Okay. Thank you, Peggy. See everyone
Garrett,
soon.
thank you. Bye, everybody. Who else? Pam
Lucy, it's great
Dempsey.
to see you
Peggy,
here. I
real,
see
real
Lucy.
quick before you jump off,
Yes.
Peggy, I wanted to introduce my new agent, Anne.
Oh, yeah, please.
Ann Amaral. She's here in
Hi, Ann.
Pensacola with me.
Hi,
She's been in
Anne.
real estate for like 20 years in Hawaii and Arizona, and we're both new here in Pensacola. So she just signed up, what, yesterday?
Congratulations.
I was
Welcome.
admiring your glasses. I'm like, who is that with the beautiful glasses? And here we are. She's new. I didn't see her before. Like those
I
glasses.
saw that. That's beautiful. Hey, Misty. Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh, Annie. Okay.
This was
Don't
great,
miss
Peggy.
next week.
Congratulations. I'll see you
Thank you.
soon.
I will
Lucy,
see
Alrighty.
you soon.
Lucy,
Bye,
are you on a
everybody.
call now? Lucy, are you hosting a call?
No,
No, I'm hosting an in-person event that I do every week in
Ah,
Naples.
so
Yes.
she's 5 minutes from me because I'm in Naples for
oh
2 weeks. So I'm going to
Winners
go
Wednesday.
jump down and see Lucy real
oh,
quick.
Let's go.
Hey
amazing.
guys,
Have fun.
if you need to get the recording, we're on YouTube. Wake Up Wednesday.
Hi, Ann.
Awesome.
Subscribe.
Thank you.
Yeah, so if
Yeah,
someone was
sign up to
asking,
get those alerts.
yeah, get the
Oh,
alert of the recording, and you can go watch it 10 more times.
And we'll get this to you because John had to do the recording on this. So I'll get it from him. All right. I got
yeah,
to
his
book.
slides are great. Oh,
I'll see you
bye.
guys. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Pam.